All right, today we're going to work on replacing the insulators for the steering. And right here you have, looks like the insulator's missing, and it's really oily over here on this one. What we have to do first is I gotta remove these 14mm bolts here and to get rid of this thing that's blocking. Once I do that, I'll change the oil. I'll clean up some of the oil that I see around here, and then we'll see if I can reach the insulators without interfering on any of these tubes. I hope to not have to remove any tubes to replace it. Okay, here's the replacement insulators or gaskets that we're gonna replace on the steering linkage. And I'm going to show you that in a second here. So here's our steering linkage and our bolts. On the top bolt, you can probably barely see it, but I've got a long socket on the top bolt right here, this black socket. On the bottom bolt, I'll put my other socket, small socket. It's 22mm. I don't know if you can see that. If it shows up here, if it can focus on it, 22mm socket. And I got the 1/2-inch drive. You can see there's no rubber left on these guys. There's that one, and then there's this one over here. This one, the passenger side one, looks pretty good. And I put some penetrating oil on these, but they are torqued around 100 pounds or so. So it's going to require a lot of effort to get these off. We'll give it a shot. Doesn't look like there's anything blocking. I should be able to get to these bolts in order to replace these, but not sure how difficult that'll be. And then we've got the oil filter, which I took off, so to change the oil and hopefully to avoid any interference. So 1, 2. I did have to take off this metal bracket. That was pretty easy, 14mm bolts. Comes off. So no difficulty there. Okay. I was able to break this bottom one free. Top bolt, not too bad. The bottom bolt was really tough. Took my rubber mallet and a lot of strength, a breaker bar too. I heard somewhere on the internet they said don't take the bolts out of both of them, so I didn't. I only got the bolt out of the bottom. And if we lift it up, we should be able to get the rubber thing out. This one actually looks pretty good. And then it does appear that this can be moved a little bit as I've unbolted it. I think the steering linkage. I should be able to get the new one in there, hopefully pretty easy, and take out the old one. It's really dirty, so of course wear gloves. The other thing is this thing is shot down here. It's open. Probably have to have some repair work done. Maybe when we have them do the alignment, we can have them replace those boots, re-grease it. Who knows? Both sides are bad. Doesn't look good. I'm going to replace this one, and then I'm going to work on the driver's side one, which is really bad. All right, here's what's left of the old rubber insulator. It's very difficult to get out because obviously there's nothing left. All right, we're back again. So this is how I've got it. The gap is here, not on the other side. And there's a ridge on the other side. So this is where the bracket goes, and the ridge is on the other side. So make sure you put it in, assemble it properly. I may have to go back and double check this one. It may be wrong. So it looks like it fits pretty good. I moved the bracket over here. So now we're going to put the bracket back on, and we should be good. And then we'll double check the other one down here. Make sure the ridge is on the correct side. Alrighty, time to torque up those bolts. 87 to 101 pounds, my old school torque wrench. And here you can see I was able to get the new boot on. Got rubber on both sides now for the next couple of years anyway. And the other one. The bolts are reachable. And if you don't have a torque wrench, just tighten it as tight as you can. So, still got the oil filter off, that'll go on next. So we're going to tighten it up with the torque wrench and finish this job. And then clean up the big mess I made.